Our lead story tonight. A furious Congress has said it will seek legal remedy after the Supreme Court ordered the release of Nalini Sriharan and 5 others convicted in the assassination of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. Santhan, Murugan, Sriharan, Robert Pius and Ravichandran along with Nalini. The court invoked its earlier decision to release Perarivalan, another convict in the same case, saying the same rules were applicable here as well. The Congress party denounced the release in the strongest terms, saying the party and the central government shared the same view that this was an attack on India's integrity and a national issue. The Congress also said it disagreed with the personal feelings of Sonia Gandhi on this matter.
6 convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case to walk out of jail after 31 years. The court ordered the release of Nalini Sriharan, Robert Pius, Ravichandran, Sudendra Raja alias Santhan, Sriharan alias Murugan and Jayakumar. Of these, Nalini, the longest serving woman prisoner in India, is already out on parole. The Supreme Court ordered their release based on the Tamil Nadu Cabinet's decision in 2018 to set them free and on their good conduct in prison. The then Governor Banwarilal Purohit had refused to accept the recommendation of the Cabinet. So in May, invoking its extraordinary powers under Article 142, the top court freed one of the convicts, A.G. Perarivalan, saying it was applicable to the other convicts. After that, Nalini and Ravichandran moved courts for their release.
Personally, I would like to thank Mrs. Sonia Gandhi's family.
We are happy. Actually, this litigation started sometime in 2006. Nalini ought to have been released in 2006 itself because we have a special scheme for premature release of live convicts in Tamil Nadu. Suppose you complete 10 years or 14 years and your conduct is good, you are required to be released. So that's our scheme.
But the release has brought into focus the divide in the Congress on the issue. In 2000, Sonia Gandhi had intervened on Nalini's behalf when she was pregnant and her death sentence was commuted to life in jail. In 2008, Priyanka Gandhi had visited Nalini in prison.
Big learning that came from that meeting was exactly this, that I was still, though I was not angry anymore, I did not hate her, I did not, and I wanted to meet her. I was still thinking that I was somebody who could forgive her for something she had done, And then I met her and I realized, what am I talking about?
Today, after the top court order, Congress leaders openly expressed their displeasure.
Powers under 142 which nobody in the country has for the convicted assassins of a former Prime Minister. You have to give a lot of weight to all entities, but in particular to the central government, because this is not, all murders are horrible and heinous, but this is not a local murder in a locality in Tamil Nadu. This is a national issue.
The move to release the convicts was initiated by Jayalalitha, and Edappadi Palaniswamy's cabinet decision has led to the release. After the order, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, DMK Chief M.K. Stalin, has welcomed it, calling it a victory for the struggle for human rights and humanism. Despite political differences over their release, their 3-decade-long incarceration turned into an emotional issue in Tamil Nadu that they too deserve a chance for reformation. The verdict's other side, governors ought to abide by the state cabinet's decision. With Arvind Gunashekhar in Delhi, in Chennai, with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
India and the US will look forward to strengthening bilateral ties with greater vigor. That's what Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said at the start of the 9th Indo-US Financial Partnership. Her counterpart, the US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, said the challenges of the Ukraine war had helped strengthen the India-US partnership.
Our substantial and multifaceted cooperation through the Economic and Financial Partnership Forum remains a key cornerstone of our bilateral engagement. Our meeting today will lend greater vigor to our economic relationship, strengthen business-to-business links, and facilitate coordinated policy stance to address the pressing global economic challenges.
The world economy was still recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic when Russia launched its brutal unjustified invasion of Ukraine. This generated an unwelcome shock to fuel and food prices and greatly exacerbated inflation pressures. But challenges like this help strengthen partnerships like the one that exists between the U.S. and India.
The Sensex, meanwhile, surged nearly 1,200 points and breached a 52-week high as global risk sentiment improved after U.S. inflation eased to the lowest since January. It sparked hopes that the U.S. Federal Reserve will tone down its aggressive tightening stance. The rupee also strengthened to late September levels. Priyanshi Sharma reports.
Markets closed near a record high, a gain of over 1.8%. This after the United States reported a lower than expected inflation rate at 7.7%, the lowest since January. Sensex gained 1,181 points, ended at 61,795, while Nifty gained 321 points and ended at 18,349. The last time the markets were above these levels was in October 2021.
But experts point that the surge could be short-lived.
It could be very well a short-term reversal because Russia-Ukraine war is still going on, and the fear of US recession increasing is still very much alive.
The rupee strengthened by 100 paise, ended at 80.81 per dollar, the strongest value of the rupee since late September. While it is good news, it poses a peculiar challenge.
If the rupee strengthens again, our exports will not rise. The government must allow exports to grow because exports means jobs.
Right.
And jobs have fallen very dramatically.
But a stronger rupee also means our imports get cheaper.
Central banks globally were raising interest rates to control inflation. If inflation continues on a downward trend, experts say that lower interest rate hikes can be expected, a factor that helped boost the market sentiment. But that might not be the immediate case for India. Today, Moody's said that they expect another 50 basis point RBI rate hike, slashing India's growth forecast to 7% from 7.7% earlier, lower than the Reserve Bank's forecast of 7.2%. The agency said that higher interest rates will dampen economic growth. US inflation is on a downward trend for the last 4 months. One side says that this might be a sign that inflation has peaked at the 40-year high in June. The other says that prices could just be coming down because of a lower demand on recession fears. Next, growth figures could make it clear. In New Delhi, Priyanshi Sharma for NDTV.
Shiv Sena leader Aaditya Thackeray joined Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra today in a striking display of the closeness between the Shiv Sena and the Congress currently. The big question, though, will this solidarity also extend to an alliance ahead of the crucial BMC polls? Aaditya Thackeray told NDTV Sohit Mishra that he believed the Bharat Jodo Yatra was about ideology and not politics.
Joining me right now is Aaditya Thackeray. You walked with Rahul Gandhi for more than 2 hours, if we talk about. So what do you think about this? Yesterday we saw the NCP leaders walking, and today Shiv Sena leaders along with you were also walking.
This is for the country, this is for democracy, this is for the ideals of a constitution. What has happened today in Maharashtra is the MBA is a formation of 3 different parties and many more friendly parties who have come together for the constitution, for our democracy and for the people, irrespective of their ideologies. And this is what a vibrant democracy is about.
Do you think that this will also make the Mahavikas Aghadi united? It is united from...
No, this is much more than politics. This is much deeper than politics. This is about the idea of India. This is about everyone coming together. This is about 2 different ideologies putting the best foot forward for India.
Aditya, a lot of question is also being raised because the ideology of Congress is different from that the ideology of Shiv Sena. So question is being raised that why is Aaditya Thackeray walking with Rahul Gandhi?
Those who are raising the question should also ask themselves that even though 2 different ideologies came together, Maharashtra was probably one of the best performing states in taking care of people during COVID. A model praised by the world, not just ourselves. In terms of infrastructure, we gave a huge push to infrastructure in Maharashtra. 6.5 lakh crores of investment coming into Maharashtra during COVID times. And most importantly, there was peace and stability in Maharashtra, which we do not see today.
Prime Minister Modi began his two-day mission South India today, flagging off South India's first Vande Bharat train and launching the Bengaluru-Kashi Bharat Gaurav train as well, which will connect South India directly to the temple towns of Ayodhya and Kashi. The Prime Minister is launching projects worth 25,000 crores in the 4 southern states. But the Congress has denounced it as a photo op in response to the impact that Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra has had in South India. Let's listen in to what the Prime Minister had to say.
तो कनेक्टिविटी के लिहाज से वंदे भारत गतिशीलता
Prime Minister Narendra Modi flagging off South India's first Vande Bharat, connecting industrial hub Chennai to tech startup hub Bengaluru and tourist hub Mysuru, and also the Bharat Gaurav Kashi Yatra train that will take pilgrims from Karnataka to Kashi Prayagraj and also Ayodhya temple, giving wheels to growth on one hand while rooting for religious sentiment on the other. Next was opening the Green Terminal 2 of Bengaluru Kempegowda International Airport, the face of sustainability and modernity, and then unveiling the 108 feet bronze and steel statue of Nada Prabhu Kempegowda, a Vokkaliga icon who founded Bengaluru in the presence of seers from the most powerful Vokkaliga mutt, Adi Chunchanagiri mutt. The community constitutes 15% of Karnataka's population and an important vote bank for the BJP. Less than 6 months to go for assembly elections in Karnataka, the Prime Minister also paid tributes to poet Kanakadas and also Maharishi Valmiki, whose followers are Kuruba or backward and Dalit communities. The opposition Congress challenged the Prime Minister to dismiss allegedly corrupt ministers of the Mumbai government they call 40% Sarkar.
भाइयों और बहनों, आज हमारा प्रयास है कि बेंगलुरु शहर का विकास वैसे ही हो जैसे नाड़ प्रभु केम्पे गौड़ा जी ने कल्पना की थी। यहाँ के लोगों को केम्पे गौड़ा जी की महान देन है। इस बसावट में उन्होंने जिन बारीकियों का ख्याल रखा है वो अद्भुत, अद्वितीय है। सदियों पहले उन्होंने बेंगलुरु के लोगों के लिए कॉमर्स, कल्चर और कन्वीनियंस की योजना तैयार कर दी थी। उनकी दूरदृष्टि का फायदा आज भी बेंगलुरु के लोगों को मिल रहा है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a 2-day visit to 4 states in South India, promising 25,000 crore investment in mostly infrastructure projects aimed at strengthening India's growth trajectory, as the Prime Minister tweeted. In Tamil Nadu, despite political differences, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, along with Governor R.N. Ravi, who the DMK wants removed, was there to welcome Prime Minister, who addressed the Gandhi Gram Rural Institute at Dindigul. But the Congress tweeted saying the Prime Minister's South India visit is a direct fallout of Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra. But that photo ops are no match for walking and connecting with people. A meticulously chalked out strategy by the BJP and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Mission South just ahead of upcoming assembly elections in some states and also the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. While in Karnataka, out of 28 Lok Sabha seats, it's 26 for the BJP. It's pretty strong here. But as far as Tamil Nadu and Telangana is concerned, the BJP is trying hard to make inroads into these 2 states. And so, with this southern push. In Bengaluru, with Kumar, Shrija for NDTV.
8 months after seizing control of the region, Moscow has announced that Russian forces are leaving Kherson in southern Ukraine and that pullout is complete. This has been one of the biggest U-turns in President Putin's military campaign in Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukrainians have hoisted their national flag and sung their anthem after Russian troops left Kherson.
Russia has just suffered a huge setback in Ukraine. Russian forces have had to retreat from Kherson after the Ukrainian forces pushed the front line forward by 7 kilometers and took control of more than 260 square kilometers. This has forced the Russians to flee from the critical southern territory with partial withdrawal orders in place. However, Ukraine is still exercising caution, not making any big announcement just yet.
Сили оборони України продовжують ведення активних дій і на Херсонщині, і на Миколаївщині. Хочу наголосити, що за кожним так званим жестом доброї волі противника стоять колосальні зусилля наших воїнів. Так само, як ворог виходив з Києва, Харківщини, залишав остров Зміїний, ймовірний вихід з Херсону – це результат наших активних дій.
Moscow's announcement of withdrawal from the west bank of the Dnipro River, which is an area that includes Kherson city, is one of their biggest military setbacks since February when the Ukraine war started.
Kherson was the only regional center that Russians took over since the war started. It was the only city that they captured undestroyed and kind of whole that could have been a functional town, and now they have to withdraw.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's national police has released video footage showing destroyed buildings from the newly retaken village of Velika Oleksandrivka in the Kherson region. The video shows ruined buildings and extensive damage inside the local council building. According to the police, investigative units are working in the area to detect possible war crimes. Russia announced Thursday that it was withdrawing from the city of Kherson. Bureau Report, NDTV.